Yo, what's poppin', Bagel Bros, and welcome back to another Patreon rant. This one comes from the NMA guru who says, rant about your favorite up-and-coming 1,400 to 1,500 subscriber and YouTube channels with PFPs from a 2007 Shaft show run by a slightly androgynous male pizza delivery worker with an addiction to hero shooter games and a strong addiction to stop the gooning epidemic. I don't know if there are any, but that's kind of what I'm looking for right now. And also, I forgot to say this in the prior two rants, I can't believe it, but if you want one of these, you can join the Patreon. You can always join the Patreon. Probably because I am very tired, as I established in the first of the rants I was doing today. So, I interpreted this rant in the easiest way possible because I am low on sleep. I just watched his most recent video. Spoiler alert, yeah, he's talking about himself. Like, that's the joke. So, I watched the best anime short you've never seen, and I feel rather conflicted about it. I really do. On the one hand, the ending skit is amazing. Like, he put in text, like, he has this little thing that he puts text onto. Burp right there. He has this thing that he puts text onto. And he says, like, oh, there's a cringy skit at the end of this video. It's real cringy and real bad. And then I watched it and I was like, oh, that's actually funny, though. Like, that it keep on, it keeps on cycling through and there's, like, all these things that he doesn't want people to know about. And he's like, wait, no, that didn't happen. You're doing false information. That was cool. However, the actual review, I personally didn't feel sold on it. I really didn't feel sold on the short. And I think the reason why is because he talks about the themes a lot in abstract and not necessarily all of the ways that the show tackles them, well, the short rather, tackles them well. He does a good job at the beginning. He starts off, he shows one of the first scenes, maybe the very first scene. The clip goes on for very long. It should have been shorter, but he just kind of, I'm stuttering a lot here, but he shows the clip, to establish some of what the short is like, but then he doesn't necessarily persuade me outside of just showing that one clip that, oh, this short does its atmosphere especially well. It does its themes especially well. He was talking about how, oh, it's, this person who's been burnt out on life has found themselves in this cycle. And I'm like, okay, but, to me, those are like, I don't want to say basic themes, but they are, up there, I guess. Like, there are plenty of shows you can watch that do tackle similar things. And so, to me, it's just like, okay, well, why does this show tackle them well? And I keep saying show, it's a short. It's an anime short, but I'm like, how do they tackle them well? Another thing I was confused about was the Naoko Yamada quote where she's like saying like, oh, these are women and I want to portray them almost fetishistically in the way that they're just adorable and moe and feminine or whatever. I didn't really get how that tied into it. I'm not even gonna lie. I was just kind of like, man, Naoko Yamada kind of a freak for real. That was my internal reaction to that. I don't necessarily think I got where he was going with that. Now, granted, maybe it's because I've gotten 5 hours of sleep a night for the past 3 or 4 nights in a row. However, it could be any reason that I wasn't following along with that. It could really be anything. It's a mystery to everyone. So yeah, I like the humor. This show does lack a lot of his trademark humor, though. And so, it just, because I also know that part of his intention was to make it sort of lo-fi and calming, which I think just, it's sort of a have his own cake and he eat it too video, where obviously, like, the commentary audio was not very good, because it's an anime guru video, but granted, mine isn't always the best either, so, it is what it is. But then, you're trying to make this lo-fi video, and then you have this very low-res vocal stuff, and then also there's like a bit of humor at the beginning and then a lot more of it at the end, and so it feels more like a normal anime guru video once you're past that point, and then before that, it feels like vague attempts to be lo-fi and then just being a very standard review. It feels like the video is just a little bit muddy and confused on what it wants to be, whereas I think a lot of his other videos do have more of a firm identity in his sense of humor and, the shitpost edits, where even though, the audio is always crusty as fuck and the videos are, tends to be slapdash, they are still cohesive and compelling in being that. Whereas this video, it's a bit of a different direction for the channel, but I don't necessarily think it was a good different direction. And yeah, that's about it. Sorry I had mostly negative things to say, but it's still a fine video. It's just not anywhere close to your best work, I'm not even gonna lie. But yeah, that's about it. See ya.